Oh, okay, hopefully we are live now. It's been a pretty chill day here in Shinjuku. I actually didn't leave Shinjuku today. Uh, clicked on a YouTube video on my phone. Uh, Basically, it's 12 after 7, and went out, got some dinner, got some hamburger steak. Um, from like, there's this chain of restaurants in Japan. It's called Matsuya. Pretty sure that's the name, Matsuya. And they serve like it's like a gyudon restaurant. Um, but I've been getting the hamburger steaks quite a bit because I've been really enjoying those. Um, it's one of the only places that is open like all the time. I'm not sure if all of them are 24/7, but the one near me is 24/7, and the one in Shinjuku, because I'm not quite in Shinjuku. I'm in Nishi Shinjuku, which is kind of on the outskirts. Um, but yeah, and then got some hamburger steak, and those chain of restaurants are um, not sure if all of them, but at least the ones that I've been to, or at least it says online that they're open 24/7. I haven't been out at like 3 or 4 a.m. obviously to check and see, but uh, unfortunately, a lot of the like whenever you get out of the morning, trying to find breakfast is a little difficult because a lot of the restaurants and places to eat, at least around here, they don't open until like 10, 11, noon. They don't open early. So that makes getting breakfast difficult. So a lot of the times for breakfast, I will just hit like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson. One of those, I'll pick up something. I'll go to the park and uh, try to get some of my studying done and eat breakfast there. Usually just sandwiches or something over rice. Basically, bentos of some sort. Basically, just anything you can get from a combini. But yeah, we've been going to that. But for today, basically, I went out. I wanted to get out early because I went out. I got my studying done because I knew it was gonna like rain and storm today. So I went into Shinjuku, and I had a Matsuya kind of like downtown Shinjuku area, close to Kawabuchiko. Is that the name of the place? Hold up, forget the name of that place. It's like Kabuchicho. Yeah, Kabuchicho. That's it. It's close to down there, but it's like Kabuchicho and Shinjuku are basically like the same area. It's basically the same thing. But yeah, I went down there, had some breakfast, wait for book off to open, talk to a friend on the phone for a while. Went to book off, went browsed in there some, read some manga while I was in there. That's just something that you do as like a Japanese person. You go into like book off or mandarake, or mostly just book off. I would say I see them standing around in there the most. But yeah, you'll go in there at like any random time, and there'll be like Japanese people, male and female, just in there standing and reading books, especially in the afternoon, like whenever school's let out. You will see um, it's actually like a little hard to shop and like book offs after school lets out during the weekend, even on weekends. It gets a little difficult because there's just so many Japanese people in the store, and they're just in there to read, and they read in the store. They're not really there to shop. They're just there to hang out. So it makes it a little difficult to like browse the selection of manga. Uh, So yeah, I was in there. I was reading some Rent a Girlfriend. I was reading some Beelzebub. Um, there's a couple more I picked up. The English title is like Flying Witch, but I forget what the Japanese title for it is. I thought about buying it because that's one of the like lower level um, manga that you can read as like a beginner is like Flying Witch. Um, so I considered buying one of those, but I really still want to get some Rent a Girlfriend volumes, and I might break down and buy some, or I might just make do with what I have because I'm basically out of room in my luggage. I did like a trial run today to see how much room I have left. Um, and yeah, with all the dojin I got and with all the H manga and with everything in there, it's kind of close. Honestly, it's really kind of close. I should have enough room to pack all my clothes and stuff, but yeah, I kind of went overboard at Kamiken. I bought a lot of stuff at Kamiken. It's like a stack of like about this tall of like dojin from Kamiken, so I cut that in half, and that basically takes up half of my like carry-on luggage. And I have a bunch of H manga and the fairy tale OVAs that I picked up, and those basically take up the other half. And I think I'm gonna be able to fit my clothes around them, and maybe maybe have to put some of my clothes in my backpack and just make do that way. But I did start doing study with me streams while I've been here on my other channel. Have had some people drop into those, and like Shinjuku Park in the morning time. I get out there and study, and then sometimes at night, because my computer's still set up to like United States time, so like the Anki decks reset. They reset it about an hour and 19 minutes ago, so like at 6 p.m. is when my Anki decks reset. That way I can start doing my studying. So that's the time frame I have from like 6 p.m. until 6 p.m. the next day. That's like my 24-hour time frame while I'm here in Tokyo to get my Anki decks in. Still grinding on the kanji decks because I got a little behind on those. My 2 days at Kamika, I still kept my like Anki streak by doing a little bit of reviews, but I definitely got behind on all of them. But I caught up on my sentence decks today and yesterday. But the kanji deck, that one's still pretty far behind because I don't take my notebook with me whenever I go out to Shinjuku Park to do my studying. I don't take that out there because I'm like self-conscious of like how bad my Japanese writing is. It is really bad. Like my Japanese writing is pretty piss poor, honestly. But yeah, the storms came in around 1 p.m. It was like 12 something whenever I started my way back to the hotel, and whenever I exit the subway station to start coming back to the hotel, it actually started raining some. Like there's like a very short walk from where I'm staying to the subway, but it started raining on me there, so it actually started raining before I got back to the room. I got back to the room, I studied for about an hour. It just rained. It rained until about 5 o'clock. It stopped raining about an hour and a half ago, I guess. Maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, it kind of stopped raining. So I went out, got dinner, but there wasn't. I ended up taking a nap. I've been exhausted. Kamikit definitely took its toll. It was pretty rough doing 2 days at Kamikit. I am still incredibly sunburned on the face, and I do not have any lotion with me. I went to Tomad's. Does it have it on the bag? I think the bags are just generic, and I didn't ask for the receipt. But it's basically, I would consider it similar to like your Dollar Generals or Family Dollars, stuff like that. Walgreens is what I would consider it similar to. They have everyday items, toilet paper, small selection of groceries, small selection of drinks, small selection of snacks, everyday household items. It's like not your Walmart type of supermarket or anything, but I'd say it's similar to like a Dollar General and Walgreens and CVS, stuff like that is what I would consider it was. And I went by that on the way back here, and I got some snacks to try. I got a Shitori Cafe Ira. I'm not sure what that is. It's some type of bread snack. Maybe it's like butter bread or something. But we're gonna snack. I wanted to get some snacks for tonight because I didn't have any snacks last night, and I regret it not getting any. We have some norishio, some seaweed and salt chips. How long am I in Japan this time? I actually leave day after tomorrow. I leave Friday. If weather permits, because there's like a typhoon coming in Friday, and I got an email from the airline saying that the flight might be canceled. So hopefully I can get home Friday because I have work Saturday. So I really need to be back home Friday. So plus I've never had a flight get canceled due to weather before, so I don't know what the process for that is with the airline, because I booked through Expedia, so I would assume I contacted Expedia and hopefully they'll book me another flight. We'll just have to see whenever that road comes. But I've been in Japan now about 2 weeks. Would have liked to have streamed more while I've been here, but I finally got around to filming some today. And the GoPro out with me today whenever I was out this morning. I was getting some like B-roll footage for one of my other YouTube channels, and was happy about that. I'm going to try to get some more footage tomorrow. Need to try to get some photos for some what is it? Need to get some photos for dang, I'm mind blanking right now. Yeah, I'm totally mind blanking on what that's called, but it's like the previews to videos, I guess. But those aren't as important anymore because YouTube, at least in the apps anyway, and if you hover over it on desktop, it actually starts playing the video like the first few seconds. So it's not that important, but do need to get some photos for that. But after this trip, I got to get through semester at college, and then get through. Got to go all the way to Fayetteville, Arkansas. I actually need to check and see when registration opens for the JLPT, because I need to take the JLPT test in for this year. Need to register for that whenever it opens, and they're not having it in Atlanta this year, so I'm going to have to go all the way over to Fayetteville, Arkansas to take that, and hopefully pass that. And then my next Japan trip, I haven't decided yet, but I'm kind of wanting to do like New Year's in Japan, so I might come to Japan like the weekend after Christmas. Well, the week after Christmas, come here and spend like New Year's in Tokyo and stay until earlier mid like January is when I might be staying again. That's the goal this time. I'm either gonna spend New Year's here, or I'm gonna be like December into January, or just like a couple weeks in January. One or the other is what the plan is right now. I'm gonna try to come back, and that will have all 4 seasons. I will have been in Japan during all 4 seasons. That's one of my goals before I moved here. Yeah, I would like to go to Winter Comiket. I need to see when that is. I can actually Google it right quick. Yeah, that might be possible. Could have sworn it fell on a different date. There's that last year. No, that's this year. What in the world? Actually, no. That would be. Oh, it's only 2 days this year. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to make it to that. I don't think. Not unless. That's a tough one. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to Winter Comiket. I was wanting to, because I have some like artist friends that wasn't able to attend Summer Comiket. They like didn't come this year. So they're actually planning to go in winter, hopefully. So I would like to come back to that to see them, but with that falling on such a strange date, because I was planning to come back like the 30th, um, do like the 30th through the 10th of January, and that would be like after Kamika. There's no way I'd be able to make that, but I would like to for sure. I've never been to winter Kamikit. I've only been to summer Kamikits. My day has been very uneventful. All I did was study. I went out to Shinjuku Showa Park and I studied. Came back to the room because it was raining. Well, I did some shopping in Shinjuku. I went to the park, studied, went to Shinjuku, hung out down there, ate breakfast, had lunch, um, browsed some stores a bit, and came back and studied while it was raining. And then I took a nap and I woke up and just got back from going out for dinner in Nishi Shinjuku and had dinner, came back, and I'm actually resting a bit. And I'm gonna go out and run like 5.5K. Yeah, for Kamikit, I think their goals moving forward is to have it on Sunday and Monday, whereas before, pre-pandemic, it used to be it was up to 4 days, but now it's all the way down to 2 days, which is really unfortunate. Which it's fine, I guess, but there's just so much to do. I wish they spaced it out a bit more because Kamikit, there's not a lot. There's not a lot of time. You don't have a lot of time because they don't open the doors. This is if you get your like 11 a.m. because I had early entry access. I had early access to Kamikit, and uh, they don't start letting people in until 11. And so, unless you're there like super early, you're still going to be in line a while. I didn't get into Kamikit on Monday until maybe around like 11:50 ish because it takes so long for the line to funnel into getting there. And I got there like it was before 9 o'clock. You could start lining up at 8, so I got there at 8 something, and there was still already an incredibly massive line for the AM early entry. So I got into that, and so it's only open from 11 until like 3 p.m. You only have like 5 hours. They start wanting you to leave out and stuff by like between like 3 and 4. Everyone starts leaving because Kamik doesn't last long, so you only have like a really short time to try to make it to all your tables you want to visit and buy all the stuff that you want. So it is literally impossible to see every table and every artist and make it to like the industry panels, go to the west halls, the east halls. It's impossible to make it to every area within such a short time. So you kind of have to go in with a game plan and know which artists you want to try to buy from and try to make it to them before they sell out. There was a couple of artists that I wanted to buy from, but they sold out before I got to them this time, and that happens every time. But I ended up getting most of the stuff that I wanted this time, thankfully. As for what I am studying Japanese. I study Japanese every day, and I have. Let me load up Anki. It's 200 and some odd days. I'll load up Anki right quick, and I can tell you how many days I've been studying Japanese, though there has been some periods where it's been start and stop, unfortunately. Since summer semester is over, that's why I'm in Japan right now. I'm in Japan between summer and fall semesters at college. So this was basically the only time I could go, so I really wanted to get to Japan. But I am at 257 days is how long I've been studying Japanese, but that's misleading because I've had to start and stop like a couple times. I kept the streak up, but I haven't been learning new content the whole time. I restarted my Anki decks at the end of June and into the beginning of July. So I'm a bit over a month into like restarting my decks, and I am like at 1,000 and something kanji, and I can tell you how many sentences I'm up to right now. If I go bring up my spreadsheet. Those both need 0? No, those did not need 0. Why did I put 0 on that? That's weird. But I am at 1,197 sentences. That's like how many Japanese sentences I know, for sure. There's more that I know, that like there's Japanese words that I know outside of those, but those are just the sentences I have in Anki that I have studied and learned. So yeah, Japanese. Japanese. Yeah, it's hard to learn how to read, because in order to read like your standard Japanese manga, you need to know all your katakana, all your kanji. Well, not all your kanji, all your hiragana, all your katakana, and 2,200 kanji is all of the basic kanji. But there's thousands more kanji outside of those 2,200, but there's 2,200 that are just the common kanji, and you know how to read. You need to know how to read those in order to pick up like books and manga that don't have furigana. And most of those kanji have multiple readings. Like the kanji for day, you can read that so many different ways. It can be read as hi, nichi, jitsu. It can be read so many ways, depending on what word it's used in and all of that. But as far as language learning, no language is difficult to learn. The important part is consistency. Like, as long as you learn, like, don't use Duolingo, don't use Memrise or anything that's garbage like those things. Get your SRS. It can be Anki or whatever SRS that you might learn. And SRS means Spaced Repetition System. Get you one of those and just get you like a pre-made deck, if there's any that exists for it, with like 1,000 most common sentences, and only learn through sentences, and then just read and watch stuff. Japanese. Well, you could get good enough to play Japanese RPGs within like 9 months to a year. There's people that have gotten to JLPT N1 level, which basically fluent at that point. And there's been people that have done that in 18 months. There's been people that's done it in like 10 months. So yeah, it's possible to get really good at Japanese. As far as like reading and listening, you won't be able to speak it that well within that short a time frame, but you can get really good at reading and listening to it in like less than 2 years. Once you get around the 3-year mark of like heavy study, that's whenever you'd be able to like speak it better, and I'm still pretty far from that. I actually don't speak Japanese unless I'm in Japan. I don't like to speak Japanese because I don't want to develop any bad habits as far as speaking and how I enunciate my words and my pitch accent. So I don't try to speak Japanese whenever I'm in the States. I just do immersion and study. Because you don't learn a language by speaking it. You learn a language by comprehensible input. So, and you want to get a lot of input before you try speaking, otherwise you're never going to sound natural speaking it. But my goal is to be fluent, which is N1 level, or hopefully like well beyond that within the next 2 or 3 years. Unlike the people that have gotten really good at Japanese really fast, they're able to commit the time to it, and they're able to commit like 4 or 5 hours a day listening to Japanese, and like an hour or 2 a day into Anki every day, and they're able to get good really fast. And I just don't have the time to put that much into it. Well, Dutch and English would be pretty easy to learn as an English speaker. I did take up French originally. That was my original third language that I took up before I started college. And whenever I started college last year, Spanish was the only language that my college offered. So I stopped learning French and just started doing Spanish in college, which language learning in college is completely awful. It's a horrible way to learn languages and it's very ineffective. And I hate it. So I definitely would not recommend learning a language in college, but I have to learn Spanish in order to get my first degree. That way I can transfer and work on my second degree. And I'm going to major in Japanese whenever I transfer to the next university. That's the goal for that. But my Japanese, by the time I transfer, should already be like well beyond like a lot of what they'd be teaching me in college. So it should be pretty easy classes. Um, so yeah, I have like another year before I transfer. It'll be like next fall whenever I transfer. So I have quite a bit of time to get better at Japanese before I have to worry about that. Oh, that's one manga. That's one manga I was wanting to look up. What's the name of it? I believe it's on High Dive Anime. What season are we in? Summer 2024. Oh my god, that is incredibly unhelpful. Maybe it wasn't on High Dive. It may have been on something else. I forget what it was. I was wanting to pick up that manga while I was here, though. I don't know how many volumes are out for it, but I can't remember the English title for it. Yeah, didn't do a lot of collecting while I've been here this time. I bought a ton of Dojin and a ton of H manga and some like fairy tale OVAs, and that's basically all I've bought during this trip. Well, I bought some shirts. The shirt that I'm wearing right now is a Oshinoko shirt, and the one behind me is another Oshinoko shirt, and I have another one over here because they had these at Uniqlo, and I wanted to get them while I was here. I still haven't watched that anime yet either. I need to watch Oshinoko. I'm waiting for season 2 to end, and I'm gonna try to watch it. Oh my god, it's like going on 6 a.m. Back in the States where I live. I don't actively collect Conan right now because I stopped buying English manga and I haven't got into collecting the Conan Japanese manga yet. But I still buy. Sometimes I buy like the Eastern Star. Are they still bringing over like the movies and some of the TV specials and stuff? I was buying those up because they started bringing those over to the States. Thankfully, was getting more Conan, but I still really like Conan. I still have a Conan video I need to upload because my last trip in May there was like a Conan event for like the new movie in Ikebukuro, and I went to that and I took a lot of photos from that, so I need to finish that video and upload it sometime whenever I get back to the States. But yeah, I still really like Conan. Conan's really good. I bought some Conan shirts from Uniqlo whenever I was here last time. Those are at the house. Bought a couple of those. But yeah, I still really enjoy Conan. I want to get to reading more Conan, but Conan is a bit of a difficult series to read in Japanese, and my Japanese isn't good enough to read that yet. I can read more of your basic stuff like rom-com and slice of life is what I can read right now. But once I get a bit better, and maybe whenever I move here to Japan, I'll probably work on getting the volumes. I've also wanted to buy like some Hajime no Ippo volumes. I've seen those in the store. I haven't seen volume 1. I was actually going to buy volume 1, but I haven't seen that one anywhere. It's always like other volumes of Hajime no Ippo that I see. Well, Conan's difficult because it has like has a lot of difficult language, a lot of detective terms, and it covers such a broad spectrum of things. It's like Sometimes the cases will take place in like news outlets, and it'll be like doctors and idols and detectives and crime. And the vocab in it would be a lot more broad than what you would get in like your basic slice of life and rom com. The easier stuff, your Oshino, your Kanojo Okarashimasu and Kanojo mo Kanojo and a couple of cuckoos and Anedoke, Ichigo 100%. All of those are a lot easier. Um, if I have any recommendations, it just depends on what you like. I can bring up my Crunchyroll because I'm watching. Well, I haven't been watching in the last couple of weeks because I've been in Japan, so I haven't been keeping up on the anime. But I can tell you what I've been watching this season. I believe I'm watching 5 or 6 anime this season, but basically all of them are rom coms. I am watching Megami no Cafe Terrace, which the English title is The Cafe Terrace and Its Goddesses. I am watching Make Heroine, which the English title is Too Many Losing Heroines. Days with My Stepsister, Suedo Harem. Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. Love is Indivisible by Twins. And there is one more, I think. But it's not. Oh, yeah, it's. What's the title for that? The Elusive Samurai. That's another one that I'm watching. But out of those that I'm watching, oh yeah, and Fairy Tales: The 100 Years Quest. That's another one that I'm watching. But those are all the ones that I'm watching this season. But out of those, probably my favorites. Well, I really like Megami no Cafe Terrace. It's really good, but it's very standard. It's nothing special, but I am liking it. From the ones I am watching, though, I really like Pseudo Harem. It's really good. Days with My Stepsister. That one you have to be in the right mood for. If you're having like a slow day and like a really chill night and you just want to relax, because it's a very slow anime and there's not a lot of talking in it. It's very atmospheric. Um, yeah, Pseudo Harem, really good. Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. That's probably like number 2 on my list. Or Maki Heroine. But yeah, for this season, yeah, I'd go with Pseudo Harem. That one's really good. Really like that one. That one's a really good comedy. It's really cute. Need to watch some more shonen because I think the only shonen I'm watching is Fairy Tail this season. And I'm behind on it, obviously. I'm behind on all of those right now. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes behind because I've been in Japan. I caught up before I left and now I'm behind again. Does Shield Hero have a new season? I haven't watched any of them. I think it's like up to season 3 or something. I actually don't have Netflix. That's one of the reasons I haven't seen Oshinoko. I'm waiting for season 2 to end, and I'm gonna get like either Netflix for a month, or I think it's also on Amazon Prime, so I might use like my parents' Amazon Prime. I don't pay for any streaming services. I use my friend's Crunchyroll account, and I don't have Amazon Prime, and I don't have Netflix or anything like that. But there are some series I would like to watch. But it's so difficult because, like, even if you watch anime and subtitles, the subtitles are like so bad. Like Crunchyroll, sometimes they're like pretty bad, but they are so much worse on like High Dive because they have that one. They have some really bad translators, well, localizers over on High Dive. They're just like really, really bad at their job and just want to insert stuff. So that kind of sucks. And it really sucks because they've put their hands on some of the anime that I actually want to watch over on like High Dive. So that really sucks. My Japanese isn't quite good enough where I can fully comprehend like all of the anime I'll watch. Like some of these slice of life that I'm watching, I am able to. Yeah, I haven't pirated anime in probably since the early mid 2000s. Um, Back whenever you used to watch anime on YouTube in like 3 parts, because YouTube videos used to have a 10-minute cap, so you would have to watch like anime broken up into like 8-minute parts. So you would try to find part 1, part 2, and part 3. I used to watch anime on YouTube way back in the day, watching Shuffle, Darker Than Black, Fruits Basket, and I don't remember what anime piracy sites I used to watch on, but I used to watch Bleach on. There was some site that I used to watch Bleach on way back in the day, and it was during whenever I started pirating Bleach, the anime was at like Turn Back the Pendulum or something. It was around there, I think, whenever I got into watching Bleach online illegally, because we used to be so far behind Japan, but thankfully we have legal ways now to watch anime. So usually I do try to watch through legal means. I haven't went to a piracy site in a while, but yeah, it's almost worth it to go to and pirate anime, because the fan subs are usually better than the official subs, and not full of bad localizations. So it's definitely worth going to piracy sites, as long as you're not getting malware, and as long as you like find other ways to support it, because you might think you're actually supporting anime by watching on like Crunchyroll and stuff, but so little of the money actually gets back to the creators from Crunchyroll or Netflix or anything, that it's almost not worth supporting them through that way. If you really want to support like Japanese artists and stuff, it's better to import the manga new from Japan, or like merchandise. If the series has merchandise, definitely buy merchandise. Those are like better ways you can actually get money back to the creators. But yeah, tomorrow is my last full day in Japan, and I think it's supposed to be relatively sunny. I think it's supposed to be sunny early on, so I definitely want to get out and get some more B-roll footage to use in videos. Definitely want to do that. What is this? And I still haven't got out to Ikebukuro. I might get out to Ikebukuro. I was thinking about going down to Shibuya today, to do some eating and like shop around, because I haven't been to a One Piece store since I've been here this time. So I would like to get out to one of those to like browse around a little bit. There's also a jump store down in Shibuya, and there's like Animate and some more stores. So I might try to get down to Shibuya tomorrow, because today it like rained for like around 5 hours during the day, so I didn't want to be out in the rain. But gotta try to make tomorrow count, for sure. But anyway, I think I'm gonna end this stream here. I need to get motivated to go out and run. I gotta go and run. That way I can get some exercise in tonight before bed. So I'll probably try to stream tomorrow. We'll see you guys later.